Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Being ACCA. This is Tushita Gupta, ACCA affiliate, and in this chapter we are solving the ACCA Study Hub quiz. This quiz is from chapter number 2, which is based on your financial management environment. So everything to do with the economics, the policies of the government, macroeconomy, monetary policy, fiscal policy. So all of these sorts of things which are there in the financial management environment. This is what this chapter basically talks about. It also talks about the sources of Islamic finance. So all of the instruments which are substitutes of the regular finance when it comes to Islamic finance are also covered in this chapter. Let's get started. So the first question asks you, which Islamic financial instrument involves a bank voluntarily paying its customers a gift on saving account balances? So it's a pretty straightforward question. This has been, the exact definition which has been provided in the material on the study hub, which is the definition for hiba. Hiba is a gift, and it is a gift which the Islamic bank is paying voluntarily to people who have deposited money in their savings accounts, and because of that savings account balance, if the bank has been able to do certain investment and make certain profit out of it, then they pay a gift, a sort of a gift on the saving account balance. You cannot call it interest because interest is prohibited in Islam, hence it is called a gift and it is termed as hiba. Let's move ahead. The next question says, supply side government policy is designed for what purpose? So whenever you talk about government policy, it's from two perspectives. One is the demand perspective and second is the supply perspective. Demand basically means how much the people in the economy are demanding, how much money they have in their hands with which they are able to buy goods and services. Now supply side focuses on the production part of it, that how much are the businesses in the economy basically able to produce such that they are able to supply those goods and services to the general public. So the first option tells you to raise the level of aggregate monetary demand. This is not what supply focuses on. Supply and demand are two different things, so A gets eliminated. Part B says to manage the money supply. Money supply forms a part of the monetary policy of the government, which is usually handled by the reserve banks, the central banks of the countries. So option B also gets eliminated. Now option C says to improve the ability of the economy to produce goods and services. This is exactly what we were talking about. The supply side aims at how much the producers, the businesses in an economy are able to produce such that they are able to supply them to the people of the economy. So over here option C seems a feasible answer. Let's see option D as well. Option D says to reduce unemployment by limiting the supply of labor. Now, this is not, what your supply side policies consist of. So this is also eliminated. Option C is your answer. Moving ahead to question number 3, which of the following government policies would not tend to raise the level of demand in the economy? So make sure that you pay attention to the fact that not has been highlighted over here, which means that you have to select the thing which is not. All of the options are, the 3 remaining options would be something which will help with increasing the demand. There's only one thing which does not help, and you have to identify exactly that. So if there's increased expenditure on economic infrastructure, this definitely means the government spending in more money in the economy. So if the government spends more money, they are probably building roads and highways. So the people who actually construct those roads and highways get the money. So if more money is there in the hands of the people, then more money they have to spend. So this is how this will actually raise the demand in the economy. Then if you talk about part B, tax cuts also means that the income whatever people have earned, that income people pay taxes on. So the reduction in the amount of taxes basically means more money in the hands of the public. So if people have more money to spend, then definitely it's going to increase the level of demand in the economy. Now let's have a look at option C, employment training schemes. Definitely whenever the government is doing well to train its people, to train the workforce that is there in the country. It leads to more of them being recruited by the companies. If companies have more staff, they're able to produce more, and actually the demand rises because the people who were unemployed earlier, now they also have jobs, they also get salaries, and with those salaries they go out in the market and demand goods in the economy. Now we're only left with option D, so this has to be our answer. Now let's understand why this is our answer. Financial incentives to encourage personal saving. So basically, let's suppose if the government is encouraging people to save, then people are saving more and have lesser money to spend. So obviously, if people have lesser money to spend, they will demand lesser. So this is exactly what we were looking for. This is our answer. Let's move ahead. Question number 4 says, what method of managing exchange rates allows a currency to fluctuate but only within a relative narrow range around a target rate? Now this is also the very exact definition which has been provided for the crawling peg system. So option B over here is your answer. This is the very definition. What happens in this sort of an exchange rate system is that your money, the foreign exchange rate, basically a range has been set that if the rate is, let's suppose, 84, so it will be allowed to fluctuate between 80 and 88, and if as soon as it goes beyond that, then the central bank is going to intervene and bring it back into the range. So this is what crawling peg talks about. Moving ahead to the last question, which of the following statements about financial market efficiency is or are true? So let's see each of the statements. Number 1 statement says, if share prices reflect all information currently available, which means share prices are reflecting both your published as well as unpublished information. All information means published, that means that has been in the news, and all information also includes any information which has not been in the news. So your share price, if are reflecting all sorts of information, that means you're in a strong, firm, efficient market. So share prices cannot be predicted. That's definitely true. And gains are also not possible through insider trading, because even if someone has some inside information, that information is already reflected in the share price. So any person can only make a gain if they beat the market. How do you beat the market? If you know something that others don't know, only then you're able to make an advantage out of that. So if the share prices are already reflecting everything which is not even published yet, so even if you have some inside information, you will not be able to make any sort of insider gains. So this is what makes statement 1 true. Let's have a read at statement 2 as well. Rules against insider dealing are less important in a strong, firm, efficient market. So like we were just talking about in the statement above, that when it comes to share prices reflecting all sorts of information, both published and unpublished, that means you're in a strong, firm, efficient market. And when you are in a strong, firm, efficient market, it's really not possible to have any gains with insider information. So even if you do not have rules against insider dealing, it's totally okay, because the share prices already reflect all sorts of information, so you'll not really be able to make a gain. So these rules become less important when you are operating in a strong, firm, efficient market. So this makes statement C also true. With this, we have completed this entire quiz. I hope that through the explanation, the questions, the concepts have become more clear to you. If you want me to solve any more questions, do let me know in the comments down below which chapter should I solve next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.